Okay, very good. Let's start as usual by closing our eyes and just notice what is here. For most people, this instruction means noticing thinking, because that is the most prominent expression. It takes the most space. But as you get aware of your thinking, noticing thoughts, then they can allow to subside. Because this awareness of the thoughts does not fuel them further. Suddenly you're in this attentive space, just recognizing this moment as it is, and the thoughts that are coming. But all thoughts arise from silence. They come from this vast silence, enters our consciousness, stays for a while, and falls back. And they only linger if you give them attention. And there is two ways of giving the thoughts attention: resisting them or believing in them. Or as we sometimes say, identify with them. Both of these are identifications with the thoughts. You think that the thought content is saying something about your reality and you believe in it. This creates the continuation of thought. This creates what we call karma. As soon as you observe in this moment and are not caught by the thoughts, either in aversion or going with them, you just observe. You're in this neutral space of observing. This is how thoughts loses their power. And when the thoughts subside, what happens is that the experiencing the body becomes more prominent. This is the next layer. The attention moves in the body and usually goes to a place where the mind feels that it needs attention. Maybe something is bothering you in the body, or there's a nice feeling, or whatever it is, the attention goes there. And this is just the next layer of mind. It is looking for something. In the same way as the mind can be looking in your thoughts, if you're irritated, you're looking for situations that makes you more irritated usually. That's just how the mind works. And also, that is the same in the body, with the bodily sensations. The mind goes where it feels like the body is interesting or needs attention. But the body is also, like the thoughts, just another thing coming into consciousness. It's another phenomena that is coming and going. And you might say, but I feel like I'm always the body. But in deep sleep, no body. It is another phenomena that is coming and going. And below the sensations of the body, and when we say sensations of the body is also feelings that come, the sensations that come through the skin, through touch, what comes through the senses is also felt in the body. And in your meditation there might be an experience of also these gross phenomena in the body subsiding. And you will start to feel the body as a whole. Not in a way that you have to try to make yourself conscious of the whole. It will just be. From the observation of phenomena and not reacting to them. And this phenomena of feeling the whole body, and it feels more like an energetic feel of the body. You can feel the movement of prana, the subtle tendencies. This is just more subtle layers of the mind. And in these kind of spacious states, vasanas will usually start to reveal themselves. And with vasana we mean old tendencies that come to the surface. Suppressed feelings, suppressed thoughts. So you just notice everything, from the most gross to the most subtle. Thinking might come, still in this space of where you recognize the subtle body, or sensations, or feelings, or whatever comes through the senses. But the approach to all of these things are the same. You just watch. This neutral watching without reaction make you go into the subtleties of the experience. And the less the mind's noise is there, the more prominent the body will be. this connection with the body makes you very much aware of the emotional content of the body. And the more subtle parts of that is the intuitive sense. Finding the openness to realize if there is a yes or a no. And this is a very, very subtle yes and a very subtle no that just knows. It doesn't have any words. It doesn't have those letters. It just wants to invite or shows you not to go. It is not like an intellectual thought or an overwhelming emotion. It's very subtle. It's just the hand that guides you. And when you start to notice these subtle tendencies, your voice might even become softer when you speak, because it's like you don't want to disturb it. You will have tendency to make your breath really, really faint. It is not difficult, it just takes some time and patience. And most of all, your sincerity. We just get lost in the trance of our thoughts, moving through life on a very gross level, seeing everything on the surface. And as soon as this depth is revealed, life becomes precious, beautiful. In these subtleties, love comes. You can open your eyes, Move your body. Stretch out your legs if you need to. Meditation is just a movement from the gross to the subtle. And at first you look at the world at the surface level, and it seems like we should do things according to the surface. And this is very much how the world operates. People try to push other people around. But this doesn't change anything. It changes small things. But as soon as people operate from more subtle awareness, it completely changes. From this subtle awareness, we're all the same. And that doesn't mean that we're all equal. We're different, beautiful in all our variations and all our expressions. But this subtle awareness is the same. When you see it in yourself, you see it in others. And then even your enemy becomes the same as you. But the gross mind divides and hardens. It loves to say that some people are all right and others are not. It's not interested in real empathy. It's just interested in creating tribes. And the beauty of examining the subtle mind is that your interest becomes universal. You start to see that love is not a separate expression. It is in all. And love is not just for a someone. It is for everything. And many people feel intuitively this, but are very limited in their expression of it, because you're just allowed to love certain people, and you're absolutely not allowed to love everyone. And all these ideas is the cage that we carry, our little prison. That limits us in love, limits us in beingness. But that is a created prison. It's a prison of ideas, of gross ideas on the surface. And your meditation practice is not a progressive path, but it will take you to the subtleness of reality, the subtleness of what is already here. It doesn't ultimately evolve you. It doesn't develop you necessarily. It just shows what is. And that is so much more important. The isness of being is all there is, really. Everything else is just surface. And if the egoic mind takes hold of that, it can do all kinds of stupid things with it. It can say that the relative world, the physical realm, is not important at all, and discard everything. But that is just ego trying to solve the riddle, trying to make it into a problem that needs to be solved, trying to make less of what is physical and relative and in the world. Those things are just expressions of what is. And the more you're with it, the more natural it becomes. The intuitive sense implies actions as well, very strongly sometimes. It can both have a very strong no and a very strong yes. But it just happens. It does not want anything but to know itself. It's easy to get lost. Easy to get stuck. The guidance becomes invaluable. Sometimes you need words, then words will arrive. Sometimes you just need the beingness of silence. The world appears according to your sincerity. That's incredibly beautiful. I can never put into words the gratitude that I feel for my Guru, for Swami Shashwat Ji. And he told me so little, so few words, but so much silence, so much love. It's not really a teaching. It would be ridiculous to say so. It's just a pointing towards what is, that becomes prominent with the person who is. This is all I offer. To allow beingness. To allow this moment to be. It can seem basic, but it's actually all there is. So it's also very, very fundamental. Complete fullness. And I don't know if I have anything to teach you, really. I can only nudge you if you tell me your obstacles. I can only point. And the beauty of beingness is that you don't have to show it. You just have to mirror yourself in it. And all you need is your sincerity and openness. And you might think of Vedanta or non-dual meditation as a subject. But the interesting thing is that everyone seems to know a little about this subject. A tiny bit they've noticed of life usually. Maybe they notice that happiness seems to arrive from being in this moment. Maybe they notice how the acceptance of their feelings create happiness. These are not things that are owned by Vedanta or non-dual traditions. They're just in everyone. They're normal things. The only difference here is that the approach is very direct, and that life usually is a million detours. And that we usually want such quick effects of things. And even if you start to get prominent spiritual awakenings, it will take for most people, it takes a lot of time to just digest what they have been through. When your armor starts to fall and you feel naked with the world and skinless, you have to adjust to that. You have to learn how to be with that. How can I be open all the time? And after a while you notice that there is no one to be skinless. No one to be vulnerable. And these are just more subtle things that happens. You might think that you have to change your relationship with your partner, your friends, your family. And strangely enough, by sitting on your pillow, doing your sadhana, the world changes. When you can no longer be triggered, people drop their things. They can become vulnerable. They can become spacious. It's so beautiful. And the ones you thought would never change, changes in an instant. And not because anything you do. This is our biggest gift. To go to the subtleness of being and just existing. It's just Spirit's love everywhere. This is the biggest transformation of the human being. And a strange change of thinking of the external things as important, and the understanding that everything is internal. And what you take yourself to be is the biggest component, always. In reality, there's not really anything to go beyond. There is not really surrender. There is just being. People sit in long meditations trying to get beyond their mind. But where is it that you want to go? What is the prize that you're looking for? And even if you heard the words 1,000 times, that everything you need is already here, it seems to still be a good idea to be reminded. We run around looking, trying different things, trying to feel relevant and complete, trying to fit in, trying to feel loved. It is strange that everything is already here, isn't it? That nothing is lacking. And our greatest suffering is to not feel satisfied. And in other words, it just means not accepting the moment as it is. It doesn't mean that you don't do anything, that you don't engage in anything. You can engage in a lot of things. But when the mind is peaceful and is not ridden by duality, you will see things differently. The actions are different. There will be actions of unification instead of division, compassion instead of hate, empathy instead of distrust. That could be your normal state. But you don't have to just survive your life. That is terrible. In the acceptance of it, you notice the beauty in the small things, and that you don't need much. And if you go with a subtle awareness, you will make choices that are intuitive, loving, unifying. You start to be creative and play and explore instead of dictate. Yes, I think Rebecca has a question. No? She just pushed the button.
Just when you said you don't have to survive your life, that's terrible. Something broke open. I can, yeah. And I feel this is really a obstacle for me. So many regrets I have for my life. I notice I numb and I become completely present with you now because it's like I can't even feel it whilst being in connection with another. It's too much. And it's so challenging for me to just stay with the thoughts that arise and the feelings that arise when I feel all this regrets and like in my throat
Yes.
and this feeling of like I make the story, it's like years and years of ignoring this intuition or something that just wants to love. Oh, I think really it is all of this, like, why did I not become a film director, or why did I not become like a singer, or this or that? There's all these fucking like things that I so longing to pour energy into that I don't let go, and I feel so stuck between when does that is ego, when is this ego, where is the naturalness? I don't find it, and then I feel often like I'm suffering through my life, and it just touched a
Yes.
place.
Yes. But because most people live their lives like that. They live their life just to survive, just to keep the nose above the water, barely. And when if you ask them how their life is, they say it's going okay. And the way that this body and the experiences that this body, how it was like in its childhood with depression and anxiety and all these things, I had a feeling that I could never have a happy life, or it's so limited. It's just anxiety with everything. And there is so much space if we're just authentic with all these things. I understand that there is shame and there is all these barriers of thoughts and feelings that keep you locked down, but you are not them. They are just an expression coming. They're actually not personal even. And when you really look and you allow them, they can just come out. And when they are expressed, they will have all these feelings. They will get stuck in all the unexpressed love, all the things that you you want from your life, all these things, they kind of get stuck in all these places, or the feeling of control. They're just stuck in places in the body and want to be expressed.
And that's enough then, is it, to just continually go in and down and touch these layers of grieving and wanting something and letting that come out? Where is the line of, like, if you need to take a shit, you just go and take a shit. You need to paint a painting, you just go and paint a painting.
Yes.
You need to go out, sing in the middle of the fucking car park in some horrible area you live, you just go and sing. Like, where is the line of, like, repressing a natural function? I can't find this in myself. So this is my obstacle, that I can't feel, and I don't trust the thoughts that tell me, oh yeah, you just need to follow the purpose and you will magically make yourself to be this person. I don't trust.
No, don't trust that, because the mind will tell you all kinds of things, because the mind's agenda is just to stay relevant. The thoughts are just there from the egoic mind to stay relevant. They just want you to some continuation of things. That's their main objective, to continue being relevant. But they will tell you, you should do this. And when you do it and everything goes to shit, it says, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
It will always be on that side of things, because it just wants something to tell you, to keep it going, to stay relevant. Now it's the voice of reason suddenly, and before it was the crazy voice. It just plays with these things.
Yeah.
And if there is no stability in awareness, those things will just go all over the place. They will just revolt against each other. They will just fight. It will be all this turmoil. So much turmoil in it. But the peace that comes with just being present with it, from that springs these authentic expressions. And those are the ones that I'm talking about when I say there's an expression of love or intuition, and it creates unity and not division. All these things, they come from this subtle space. And that is so much more intelligent than the mind way. Because you can be smart and you can do things with the thoughts, but that is very limited. The intuitive sense, if you're going to invite someone into your life or whatever it is, and it just can, that thing can just say yes, even though the mind can say that's a little bit crazy because you don't really know the circumstances here, but you have a deep intuitive yes, then it's no problem. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to show exactly what is needed. And even if it's ugly, it will be ugly in a beautiful way.
Okay.
And when it comes to like, what is the compass in my life? How do I direct my life? Life doesn't need that. It's like telling God what the right thing is. You don't need to do that. The universe it will just show you. That is the surrender of it. That is the trust. Life has the potential for everyone to be so beautiful, so playful, so creative, so loving. It's so close for everyone. All it needs is to be sincere with this thing that we call awareness. Come back to it. Observe everything. again and again, when you're so tired of coming back to it that you said, I can't do it anymore, you continue anyway. Because something in you awakens also this beautiful, I call it the Kali Durga, the one that never gives up. The thing in you that wants to really know. The awareness itself longing for awareness. There's so much power in that. And many people feel like they have this power, but they are afraid of it. They suppress it, or they keep it down because it feels too much. But when that gets in alignment with that love, it's beautiful. It can roar, it can do anything. It can say a hard no, it can really put boundaries where no one else dares to put boundaries. It can say yes to things that no one else dares to say yes to. It's so beautiful. It is the power when the reporter comes to the woman who ran into the burning building and saved 6 children, and they ask, "Where did you get the courage of doing that?" And she will just say, "It's just the right thing to do." It just happened. Because it's easy. It has a direction. There is no fear. And people who are in that space seem amazing, but they're just themselves. They just allow the natural expression of them to be. And some people have a bit more eccentric expression, and some people have a bit more subdued expression. But if they're natural with it, it will just be expressed as it is. And it's nothing magical. It's just being sincere, coming back to beingness. And the experience itself tells you all that you need. It will suddenly tell you intuitively, I have to be in silence. I have to withdraw a little from the world right now. I have to do. The ego will usually argue the opposite. But you still have the sense of that. It operates in you. You say that you are not in touch with it, but it operates in you, I promise you. It makes you come here. So I know that it operates in you. A high quality life does not involve certain external aspects. A high quality life involves being authentic. And in that comes true intimacy. You can really meet someone. You can really, and that brings so much quality to everything. Yes.
Have you noticed in your experience a pattern of, as in, like, I'm wondering, am I alone in this thing, or is it even a thing outside of my mind? That this power that you speak about can get like the wind tunnel of this energy can get like twisted into, oh, I have to do, because as you were talking, something landing in me was like, oh, I think my ego is scared of this power and will twist it into, oh, you should have done this thing or that thing, or this thing will mean you can express your power, but all the time also
Yeah.
keeping me away from it. Oh, it's too late for you now.
Yes.
Oh, well, you should have done it before. But it loves to do these things. And when I have got close to being like, okay, I'm going to go study film directing,
Mm.
then I will get thoughts like, oh, but it's kind of a long education, like 3 years, what will I do for money? Like,
Mm.
and suddenly I don't want to do it as much,
Yes. No.
Do you, is that something, a pattern that
Yes.
is it
This
comforting
this
to keep
tension.
you away from it?
Oh, sorry. To
But
keep you
is
away
it
from it.
comforting to
Yes.
keep?
The as I said, the mind wants the egoic mind wants to occupy space. So it always wants to be relevant. So especially with things that you're longing for, it can play a big role. Then it really got you. Because you're longing for something in future, and as soon as there is expectations, longing, it can thrive. It has so much space because now we're in the fictional realm of ego. So it can just play you like a fiddle. Ooh, we're really longing for this. This is going to be a great life if you only did that. And if it seems like you cannot reach it, it goes from hope to hopelessness. And it says, now your life is screwed. You screwed your big chance. You won't really have a good life in this. It just plays you. It just plays the little fiddle with all its power. But the difference between that, and what I am talking about is that awareness is only in the present moment. The ego has nowhere to go in that. It has no space. It cannot play these fictional events of the future. It cannot make you long for it, because suddenly you start to make your home in the now. That changes everything. The ego has nowhere to go in the now. The only thing that can happen to it is that it can expose itself, and you say, to whom is this happening? In the now, it is spacious, and there is so little space for those kind of plays with the future and the past, and you should have or you shouldn't have, all these things. That's just complete nonsense. The present moment is what is. Nothing else is. And it's only your belief that when the mind says those things, that it can become something.
Yeah, thank you. It's really a hard one for me. It's such a strong pull, and
Yeah.
I'm grateful for your words.
And Ramana Maharshi said it so beautifully. He said, what will happen will happen. What won't happen won't happen. It's very, very simple. But that is the reality of beingness. This is it. There is no parallel universe where you're a film director. This is it. This is your life right now. This is all of it. And when you believe in that thought of the future, or in whatever way it is that you have missed your opportunity or whatever, you take away from the present. You say that this experience of the present moment is inferior because of this thought. You take away from it. You take away the present moment's preciousness. And many people, when they start to feel like there is no time, if they get a deadly disease and they know that they have 1 month to live, then suddenly they can be with what is, and they start to prioritize what is important, because there is no time to live out your dreams anymore. So they just go.
Yeah.
Time is the friend of the ego.
Yeah.
And it can do all kinds of things on the spiritual path with time. It can say, you have a lot of time. You're still young. You have a lot of time. You don't need to go too deep into this right now. You don't have to go into the nitty-gritty of awareness and just being in the moment right now. You can push it a little bit to the future because you're still young. The ego loves these things because then it doesn't have to deal with the death of the ego now. And all this tiredness you can feel of your mind and the overwhelming negativity of the mind, the ego has you in a lot of it, but when you're onto this, it also pushes you in that direction. It pushes you towards the now because your time thoughts gets unbearable. They're so terrible. They're just a disturbance, they're just a menace, they're just terrible. So everything will eventually lead to the same. It's just that many people need to be tormented by their mind enough to. So in my experience, I feel very happy that I was so tormented as a child. It just really pushed me towards looking, questioning, exploring. Are adults happy? What is happiness? I was in my teens already all over that. So keen on it because I knew that life was terrible and I saw in others that they suffered. So there has to be something more. This cannot be it. It cannot just be feeling terrible at work and suffering your life all the time. And so many people feeling depressed. And putting your effort and your life into that is the most beautiful thing a human being can do. It will be challenging, it will be terrible at some points, it won't be nice to you, it will feel like you're doing everything wrong or you haven't understood anything at all. All these things also comes in spirituality because when they're in you, they will be expressed like that. But the beauty of the openness that can happen with it is immense. It's so beautiful. Just a subtle experience of being is beautiful. Even when the body feels painful, it's still this subtle beauty in it. Strange paradox. There's a headache, but there is still beauty. It's so, all those physical sensations are so, they're not the most prominent thing. They're secondary. So it doesn't really matter. us. I think that many people take for granted what is life. The whole idea of your life, what it is. They have an idea, I know pretty much how it's going to play out in time. I know pretty much what are the parameters that make me happy or not happy. Many people live like that. And they get so surprised when they notice something else. When they start to notice subtleties of it, or life changes for them in a dramatic way, and suddenly other things become prominent. And you might think I have a hard life in a certain aspect, and maybe it's too difficult to me to take on spirituality, but usually that is just what helps you, what guides you. When your fears get exposed, when you get in situations that are unbearable, this is great fuel for spirituality. When you have people around you that try to stop you from practicing your spirituality, that is a great one. It can really propel your practice. And the more you do your sadhana, the more you bump into things, the more you get challenged, and the more you can really see. Not some nice words that you heard from your teacher or read in a nice book, but suddenly it's your experience. And then it becomes really beautiful. Then the guidance starts to come from that subtle space. It might not even have words, it just shows you direction sometimes. You can actively say, I don't know what to do, show me. And it will. It's such a blessing. It's so much grace. And the more you see of life, the more you will say, I have no idea what will come next. I have no idea what will happen. It seems to always surprise me, always change, always wow me. And for me, I like to express that gratitude I feel for that by singing. So let's do that. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram Jai Jai Ram. 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 May you always remember your true nature, the subtle awareness, more subtle than any phenomena, shining its attentive light on everything. May your courage guide you so that you can shine this light in your darkest depth. that when every vasana, when every old tendency comes to the surface, you can invite it into this awareness. So that the beauty that is inherent in this moment can shine everywhere. When fears subside, when thoughts subside, the beauty of this subtlety is everywhere. The fragrance of awareness is love, and it will go through everything. The most mundane things will be beautiful, and every meeting will be valuable. Thank you. Take care.